know if the cutthroat were biting this morning? I like it. Oh yeah. This is the one, for sure. Yeah. This is for the boys. Welcome and good morning. This is Montana. My name is John B. And we just went grocery shopping. We got some tackle, we got some eggs. They're organic, by the way, in case you guys were worried. And we also got some food for the next few days. We've got 4 full days here in Montana, so we have to make the most of it. We've got to really try to just get as much out of this trip as possible with the limited amount of time that we have, because as you guys know, I missed my flight to begin with, so we lost a day. So, get this, we're going after 3 different fish species today. The first one, we're going after the Rocky Mountain bonefish, which looks just like this. And then after that, we're gonna attempt to catch a fish I've never even encountered before, that being the Grayling. And the last one we're going after is a cutthroat trout. So out of the 3 fish that we're targeting today, I've only caught 1. Pretty cool. And then with that, we're gonna add kind of a cool twist. Jaron is going to help me and show me how to tie my own fly lure, and I'm gonna use that to catch the fish that we're after today. So this is kind of a challenge. We're going after 3 fish on 1 hand-tied fly, and we can see if we can make it happen. But first, we gotta get all situated. It's kind of late. Current time is 9:49. Let's get active. You're adding bulk right now. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it doesn't. Here we have it. This might actually be one of my first ever homemade lures, and definitely my first ever fly that I ever tied. So we're gonna take this baby, put it to good use, and catch some fish on it. We've got 3 species we need to catch on some flies, and we're gonna start with carp, see if they like it. It's pretty sexy, right? Let's get active. Is it just carp? I think Gary Winthrop would be proud. I think so too. I'm ready to spank some carp. This is actually something I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, let me tell you, we're looking for big belugas. Big Montana belugas. We're fishing shallow water right now. This is a little bit similar to how I've caught carp on the fly in the past. We're using a fly that's a little bit smaller, similar hair. It's a zonker. We're fishing a little bit dirtier water, a little bit shallower. We're just kind of looking for fins. Definitely have to put all hands on deck and keep your eyes wide open for these fish. Oh, we're scooping them. On them. You're on top of a carp right now. Yeah, oh, he turned. Good. You gotta be real close there. Here they go. He kind of. You have to be right on that. I got this. I don't even know if... Got him. That's a good one. He's just sitting there, dude. Does he know he's hooked yet? He's not even moving. There's literally no water for this fish to move. There he goes. And he's gone. He's moving. I'm tangled. Oh no, this could be dangerous. There he goes. He just realized he's hooked. Look at that. Woo! That was really, really cool. Like, that was super epic. That's the fish we're after right there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know Montana is the land of beautiful streams full of giant rainbow trout and brown trout, but there's something to be said about these carp. These fish are really, really epic. I mean, I sound like a broken record. You guys heard me blabber about these fish in Michigan, but they just continue to amaze me, especially on the fly rod. We were on top of that fish, dude. Like, I cast to him 3 times, really crusty cast. Like, this is a perfect fish for someone just getting into fly fishing. Look at him. Oh, there he goes. Really dark fish too. Wow. Okay. She's just a bulldozer. Here we go. Woo! Yes, that's a decent one. That is a quality fish. Thank you. There is our handmade fly. We made this thing an hour ago. We made this thing an hour ago and it's catching fish now. Good ones, might I add. Like, that's a good carp, not a bad one. Oh, chill, chill, chill. Hold them up for you guys. Then we're gonna scram. We gotta move. It's like midday right now. He wasn't going anywhere. They got really good mouths. It's like, you guys, just bear with me. Don't freak out. After this carp, we're gonna load everything up, get the boat back in the trailer, and head to spot number 2, where we're gonna catch a fish that I've always wanted to catch as a kid. But check this puppy out. That's a really, really badass looking fish. These guys, they just don't get enough credit. Look at these big old fins. They're just built for power. That's really sick. And then right behind me, I've got a big old cliffside. That's so crazy, man. This is really wild. All right, I'm gonna put this guy back. Sick. All right, let's dip on out of here and go find some more fish. Spot number 2 is success. We have proved that the handmade fly can catch fish. Now let's go see what other fish are willing to eat the John B. Fly special. Let's roll. Well, it's time to fish for some grayling. This is a fish that I know nothing about. So you know what this means. It's gonna be absolutely hilarious to try to watch me connect with one of these fish. I've never even targeted these fish before, let alone done any of my research. But luckily I've got Jaren with me to help me out. Let's go see if we can wreck him. Well, this just in, grayling are a little bit more hard to catch than carp. So we get a big fat X for grayling. Well, I took the camera over because Brian doesn't know what he's doing with the whole filming thing. Anyway, that's the grayling lake. Check it out. It'll be the last time you see it. So long, grayling. I got my booty whooped, my homemade lure. It didn't work here. I don't really blame them. It was starting to kind of fall apart. You can definitely tell it was my first time ever tying a fly because right now it's like hanging by the thread of its own life. Luckily, we only have one more fish to attempt to catch, that being the cutthroat trout, which is a little more prestigious than the carp. So I'm gonna sit in the back seat, sulk, and eat some banana bread. I don't know where we're going next, but that was tough. Well, this is our last full sun of the day. We are on the 3rd body of water chasing after the 3rd and final fish species, that being a cutthroat trout. Grayling can suck bobbers as far as I'm concerned. We're gonna see if we can end the day on a great note. We are running out of daylight very swiftly, which isn't good, but we're still gonna try. Of insects, and I'm gonna throw my trusty and very dusty fly that I tied just a few moments ago. Can we get a close-up on this fly, Brian, just to show the peeps at home what we're twerking with right now and how good of a fly tire John B is? I definitely think I need to just to stick with bass fishing, but we're still gonna give it a go. Wow, and my line is frayed and I have a beautiful knot right below my fly. Lush, just lush. Your boy is not a fly angler. Let's just make that very clear. But a kid can dream, right? That's some poopy ass water. Oh, he just ate it. He just ate it.
Yeah.
See that? They're like wolf packs of them. Oh, he's rushing it. Look at that. Look at that. He ate it. Why are they not I'm so confused. What am I doing wrong? I don't know what these fish are, and I've never caught one, but I already love them. They're so sick. They're going full on psycho for this dusty looking fly. They must just feel bad for me. Is that what it is, Jared? Do they just feel bad for me? Just kind of like a pity bite. It's just like, oh, we're not gonna fully eat it, but you know, it's a cute looking fly you made there in your workshop. Let's break the ice and throw surface. What do you think, Jared? Okay, we're gonna put down the homemade lure for a second. The problem is it's destroyed. I unfortunately didn't build this thing with the integrity of most fly anglers out there. So we're just gonna try to get in the groove of thing. If I can catch one on what Jaren's got me cooked up with, then I'm gonna switch back to the bread and butter that yielded those carp bites. So what are you doing there? Putting a
Just
little.
hopes it floats.
That's a big fly for these little guys.
Yeah.
Really? Papa Jaren hooking it up. Oh, look at. Oh. Okay, so what do I just strip set then?
You want to lift that rod up.
Completely vertical, right?
Oh, line and rod.
Okay, gotcha. That was my first topwater eat on a cutthroat. Big whiffy. There we go. There we go, got him. Yes, we did it. We did it. Oh, get in here. Get in here, little guy. Epic. Epic, epic, epic. So these are cutthroat, right?
Yeah.
Wow. It only took that was like attempt number 16, but I finally hooked up with one of these guys. They're wily. They're wily, just like the carp. Don't underestimate them. Should I get the net or just hold them with the hand?
Just wet your hand before you.
Oh, wet it? Oh, look at him. Is that a cutthroat? Looks like a rainbow.
He has little cuts under him.
I'm like short of breath right now. A fish this small can get you hyped up. Like very, very cool. Just the way you fish from, the way you have to present that lure, that fly is intense. Point in case right there. Really, really cool fish though. I've never caught one of these things before. I've heard about cutthroat. I don't know much about them, but I will say they live up to their expectation. The hype has been real for these dudes, and I think it's time to put them back. Really? Well, he's been hooked before. Right in the corner, check that out. Okay. This is proof right here that even delicate trout can live and thrive after getting caught and handled with some ease.
With some ease.
With some ease. You just make sure you gotta revive these little guys. Super fragile fish, trout are. I don't know much about trout, but I will say every time I've caught one, it's taken a little bit of finesse to get them back and swimming to their home. That was so sick. Hey, put it there. That was really cool. Wasn't on the homemade lure. Yes, sure. Big whoop, whatever. But watching them eat on the surface like that is intense. Like I'm sweating right now. Montana, I love you. This is incredible. No way, come on. That was so sick. That was super, super sick. I am hooked up, boys. Merch. I'm hooked up again. Gorgeous. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Brokeback Bull Trout. I'm your host, John B. You can just call me Fruitcake, but John B works as well. So all jokes aside, all Brokeback mountain bull trout jokes aside, this was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this afternoon session. This is where we'll be sleeping tonight. I'm gonna end the video right here and pick it up basically in the next 5 minutes, where we do some camping out and then we wake up in the morning, we fish this little creek, and then dip on out of here and find some new stuff to do. It's a lot of fun. It was really cool to link up with these guys. Huge shout out to Jaren. Be sure to check out his Instagram and his business in the description below, and also B Pat, which is back there, who behind the camera mostly today. But I'm signing out. Tonight we're gonna sleep with the grizzly bears and the cutthroat trout. It is just gonna be so much fun. I am thoroughly excited to sleep out in this beautiful wilderness that you see behind me, and just pray to God that I don't get eaten by a Kodiak. That's the main goal for tonight. That's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, folks, keep fishing. Never stop.